Yo, what's up, Ramley? Welcome to the Rams Skinny Live game day, Thursday night. Rams Niners here in the Anderson Dojo, the Skinny Dojo. Not outside. It's a beautiful day, but we're in the office. Got the games. We're going to start here in just a little over an hour. Excited to chat with you all. We'll wait for people to get in here. If anyone's interested, we'll drop the link, get some calls. Would love to see your guys' comments. But Skinny, how we doing? How we feeling on this Thursday?
Man, the injuries to the 49ers, the line keeps moving in the Rams' favor in an incredible way. I was looking forward to a better game than this, honestly. So I don't know. But it's fun to have football on a Thursday, the first primetime game was there another primetime game? Was the first one prime time?
For Rams Niners?
Rams. At all this year. Is this their...
No, I think this is their first primetime game, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think they were... Now I'm thinking back. They had the two 10 a.m. games on the East Coast with the Eagles and Colts, and Houston, I think, which is a Sunday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, first primetime game. Thursday night, everyone always talks trash on Thursday night games. I love it. It's another day of football for us. So we get to enjoy watching our Rams and hopefully move to 4-1. Both these teams sit at 3-1, tied for the top division with Seattle. The NFC West looking good.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty safe to say that going into this game, the Rams are heavily favored. You mentioned the line keeps moving. It's negative? What we say? They were 9-point favorites now?
Yeah, I've seen everything from 6.5 to 9.5.
Yeah.
I don't keep up on them terribly well, but that is a lot of points in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not only that, but ticket prices now. If you want to snag a ticket, if you got time to get over to SoFi, you're going to find some better prices, down 38%. Wow. Last I saw.
Look at that.
Yeah.
The Niners are down bad with injuries. Let's just start with there.
Yeah.
Kind of looking at this matchup. Inactives list just came out. Tyler Higbee out. Rob Havenstein out.
Previously, they were recognized as doubtful.
Which we knew was probably going to be out.
Yep.
They are officially out. So let's talk about that first. We talked yesterday about the injury report, but obviously tight end's got to step up. Colby Parkinson has been banged up, but he should be a go in this one. Probably a heavy dose of Davis Allen. I asked you yesterday, but I'll ask you again today. Now that it's official, is this T. Ferg's we can't even call it coming out party. Is this just, is he invited to the party today?
He's got to be, I think they've been running these, 2 tight end sets more often. He and Davis Allen are kind of the same prototype, more athletic guys, more kind of split out, a little less blocking tight ends, I would say. So do they rotate that? Do we get to see Terrence Ferguson getting used in some high leverage times? Does he turn into a third down option? That's been a big problem for me, is their efficiency on third down and in the red zone as well. Still haven't figured that out. All those field goals we had been complaining about over the last few weeks.
Yep.
Is he in the mix for that? And when you talk about the slot against these 49ers, Upton Stout, their rookie, which is not great starting a rookie. I can't remember what round he came in for, but they were really, really high on him. But he's 5'8". I think that's about a foot shorter than what you're looking at Terrence Ferguson, within a couple of inches there. So, some big mismatches that they can create. So there's a chance that T. Ferg plays a big role in the offense. Now, is he ready to do that? Is he going to get tested as a blocker? Are they going to now? This 49ers defensive line is also beat up a bit. Kyren Williams was on the report. He's a go. Nick Bosa's on the IR already. So that pass rush isn't what it used to be, but there's some guys that can test him as a blocker. So I think we'll get to see, this is kind of a nice JV warm up for him, to see if he's got what it takes to not be a healthy scratch week in and week out. So he's going to get thrown into the deep end of the pool a little bit, but got some floaties on his arms.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why if we don't see, and again, we said yesterday too, like this isn't doom and gloom. This isn't Terrence Ferguson as a bust because we haven't seen him yet or any means. Especially the tight end position takes a long time. It's the hardest outside of quarterback to truly make that transition from college to pro, just because of all you're in charge of. You have your blocking assignments, your pass catching assignments. The body type is different going up against these big NFL bodies. So it does take a lot of guys more time to get. But if we don't see him at least kind of get some action in this game, like this is the game to bring him out and take the training wheels off just a little bit, because you mentioned it with all the injuries, with the matchup that it is. This is the game to do it. Like, you don't want to throw him in against a healthy like Seattle team or some of these other big games down the line. When you're playing such a banged up Niners defense, I know it's a rivalry game. I know it's a division game. I know it's a Thursday night primetime game, but this feels like an opportunity to get him out there and give run. And especially with Colby Parkinson still not probably 100%. And as we've said many times, he's your inline guy, not your true aerial threat. So the Rams have had so much issues with the red zone dating back to last year. If Terrence Ferguson can even just help that a little bit, that's huge. That could be huge. Yeah.
And I think it'll get people really excited. It'll give McVay a chance to see him in live reps, which saw a couple preseason. We've talked extensively about his injury that gave him a big setback for all of that development. So yeah, I think this is a perfect opportunity for him to get out there, see some live reps. I'm just curious how much, and how much excitement can he actually generate coming out of this game. We were talking how this is the first primetime game. This may also launch the Rams into a different strata in those power ranking conversations, those conversations on NFL and ESPN, where they're going to be able to see where this team actually looks like. So this is a statement game in a different way than it normally is. But this is a chance for this offense to show nationally what it really looks like. Some people are really excited about it. Some people have yet to get on board with it. I'm kind of one of the people not quite on board with it quite yet, just because we haven't seen the consistency. And then those, the red zone third down stuff that I'm really curious about. So, I think this could be sort of a coming out party for the Rams as a legitimate consensus Super Bowl contender. And heading into this year, you and I have talked about, this is a Super Bowl winning roster. This is a team that can go deep into the playoffs if everything kind of comes together. So this is I feel like this is the start of a broader conversation. I mean, you get that snowball effect, right? So much in the NFL and all sports for that matter are about momentum. But so sticking with injuries, Rob Havenstein out now. Do you expect, and we should see at warmups, I'm sure very soon, but Warren McClendon, you think will be the right tackle? I think David Questenberry is a guy who's played tackle. He's a vet that brought him. We really haven't seen him at all or heard much about him, but he does have that veteran pedigree and could play the position. Who do you like at right tackle for this game? Yeah, I'm still leaning Warren McClendon. It just seems like the Rams' way to go, keeping their in-house guys, getting more experience for him. Again, a soft landing spot against this 49ers pass rush. Yeah, which is weird to say because usually it's a dynamic pass rush, but right now. Yeah, and if Bosa was in the game, he's the kind of guy that moves all over the place, not quite like they do with Jared Verse, not moving him into the middle, but he is left and right, savvy. He's not like Zoolander, can't go left. That's a nice reference. Thank you. Blue Steel. So I think, I think it's a McClendon game. But I would leave the door open to Questenberry. I mean, he's another one of those that's been a healthy scratch a couple of times. Don't really know what he's doing on this team. Can they cut, either he or DJ Humphries and go add another body for the secondary? I mean, that's, but that's a different conversation. For this game, though, I'm leaning McClendon just because that's kind of how they've always operated with their dudes, and he's definitely one of their dudes. Yeah, and they do seem to like him a lot. So, and again, this is the game to get him some run if necessary. So you hate to see Rob out. Rob has struggled a little bit this year, though. So as much as a loss as it is for his leadership, just that vet present, that stalwart that's like one of the longest tenured Rams left on this team. Is he now the longest? I think he might be the longest. He must be. It's got to be. He hasn't necessarily been dominant this year. So I think he's
the last like 2 weeks been like the lowest graded offensive lineman, or at least in that realm. So not saying we don't want him back to be the guy, because I think he will be regardless, but seeing some blood out there, maybe we'll see some good things from McClendon or the others.
Yeah, Havenstein so far this year leading the team with 16 pressures according to PFF.
Didn't he give up like 6 last week or something?
9. No. He gave up 9. So
it's not great,
particularly bad. And he was on the injury report last week as well. So it's got to be something going on there.
Yeah.
And they're going into that longer bye, so we'll see what happens coming out of that. But I mean, as we've said time and time again, the success of this team depends on this. And while they are a depleted unit, Robert Saleh always has his guys amped and ready to go. I mean, he was about ready to fight Liam Cohen himself last week after the game. I don't know if you saw that.
I actually did not see that.
Yeah.
Like in the post-game like meetups?
Yeah. Apparently Saleh said something about how the Jaguars are really good at stealing signs. And apparently Liam Cohen, who I've learned has like a pretty big ego, even among among coaching, the coaching world. And he did not like that Saleh called him out on that, even though it sounded like a compliment to me. But
yeah,
he said, "Keep my name out of your effing mouth."
So, I love it. Former Ram OC Liam. I mean, off topic here, but I mean, the Jags actually look like they're
shockingly 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1, and they're actually like a competent football team. Like there was some years with Doug Peterson that they looked good, but then they would like regress and they just were sloppy. I mean, it's been 4 games, but so far Liam Cohen has those guys actually playing some good football. And he was probably, of all the coaches hired this cycle, my biggest head scratcher. I was just like, I didn't really see it, but
yeah, they seem to be putting something together. But I will take Robert Saleh 9 times out of 10 in a fight between those two guys.
Oh, in a fight, 10 times out of 10. You're being generous giving him the 1.
Well, maybe he's stealing signs, and he's
So let's stick with the offense before we go to the defense and some of the Niners injuries.
Yeah.
When you look at this Niners run defense and what the Rams hopefully can do, first comment here, right on cue. Let's go Rams. Hope the OL holds up and Kyren runs wild. Thank you, Rob, for hanging out. What do you see from this run game? I think you've talked about Kyren. You've written about Kyren a bunch. Not the most efficient runner this year yet. What is he averaging? Like 3.7 yards a carry, somewhere around there.
Highly efficient, not explosive, which we've always known.
Yes.
So the Rams do have the number 1 success rate on the ground, which means down in and down out, they're picking up enough yards to keep the chains moving, essentially. Just lacking those explosive runs. On the inverse, the 49ers defense against the run again has been struggling. So I anticipate that this should be a good Kyren Williams game. But I would love, last week I wanted to see more Blake Corum just because he adds that. Yeah. Now Sean McVay did come out and he said he's going to be very judicious about the split. So I think he's going to continue to stick with that, which his mental block with the running game, I still don't get it.
Yeah.
You look at some of these teams that do the committee thing, they just give the hot hand.
Yeah.
It's it seems like this guy's got it this time. Seems like he's got a good read on these guys. And they switch it around. And I think that, Corum could just open up this game in a way that Kyren, I think he's going to have another, close to 4 yards per carry in this game, if not more. I could definitely see that, but I would just love to see Corum have the chance to get in the game a bit more, get a few more touches, and see if he's got it. And maybe it is that thing of just going back to the pass blocking where Kyren is just more consistent. Now we have seen Blake Corum take a step forward, but he's still not consistent in that area.
Yeah, which is so important in this offense. And they did have a 13-9 split last game, so a little, milking closer to that 50-50 split. But yeah, I would love to see. I just want to see one of these guys crease one, just like one big run. And it feels like it's going to have to be Corum to make that happen. I think Kyren's had some explosive cuts. We talked last episode, I think, about that one where it was a left sweeping run and he comes all the way back across the field. It might be like an 8-yard game, but it was a beautiful cutback. But just 120+ yard run.
Yeah, and if you think about the 49ers defense, they still got one dude in the middle who is terrifying. I mean, Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the sport. I have no problem saying that. So, if they want an explosive play in this game on the ground, you got to go through that guy.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy thing. So, Jarquez Hunter is suited up in this game.
It's not scratched. Yeah. Not
so
inactive.
Another guy that we could potentially see what he's got against a depleted team. And I, for one, would love to see it because, I mean, the big question for me on this offense is down in and down out. They've been herky-jerky, apart from Kyren, fits and starts, drive down the field, kick a field goal, pick up, a chunk play, then go 3 and out. Run the ball consistently, try a few pass plays, and you can't get it going. And what Sean McVay always brought in the past except for these last 2 years, was this kind of like flow and like everything kind of worked together. And it still has that element. It just we haven't seen it 4 quarters. We haven't seen it for 4 quarters in any of these games.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's been the one critique and why they lost the Eagles game, because we didn't see it for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you this. Puka Nacua, over under 13 targets.
Over. I mean, going back to Upton Stout.
Which is not, it would not be a bad thing, him being over 13 targets, I think, in this game.
I don't think so. I mean, he's on a historic pace. Again, I saw today he's the only receiver ever to have 500 yards in their first 4 games twice.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed that. The
I
only one. Yeah.
I still don't love it as much as I love him setting records and doing historic things. He's injury prone. We saw him get his face bashed in the first game. We saw, similar how I was feeling about Kyren Williams as well. Spread this stuff around. Let's get Davante involved. But going back to Upton Stout, who, he's got a size advantage over. He can get open against everybody. So I think this is going to be another big Puka Nacua game. Do we see another 2-2? What's happening with Davante? Is he the third down guy? Is that clicking yet? That's why he was brought in, third down, red zone. That's what separated, the idea of keeping Cooper Kupp, getting rid of Cooper Kupp, and then bringing in Davante. That's not like Cooper Kupp couldn't do that. He wasn't a threat in those situations. Yeah,
not anymore, like he used to be. So, and Puka Nacua can certainly be a threat in that too. But yeah, Davante has seemingly seized that role. And, what will Jordan Whittington look like? But until proven otherwise, the lion's share is going to Puka Nacua. It's been every week. And I don't see that changing at all. Yeah. And, we can sit here and sound critical, but why would you, I guess, if it's working? So, I mean, if it moves the ball, move the chains and scores touchdowns, why change it?
Yeah, no reason other than to keep that guy off the injury report.
Yeah, that's a big reason.
But hopefully this game will go in such a way that they're able to, give them the 4th quarter off.
That'd be nice.
That'd be great. If they're winning by, 14 points and there's some garbage time involved.
That would be good. Yeah, give them some rest. So before we jump to the defense, give a quick shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. I was planning on doing some live picks and just realized now we're using my phone as the camera. So cannot do that. But make sure to go to the Sleeper app. It's #1 sports app right now available. Download it. And when you go to make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code RAMS, LAFB. That's all one word, RAMS, LAFB. You're going to get a match deposit bonus up to $100. You put in $100, you get $100 free to play with. You don't have to do 100, you 5, 10, they'll match you on that too. So if you put in $10, you get 10 free to play with. And you might be wondering, why am I depositing on a fantasy football app? Well, while it's a great app for season-long fantasy, they also have the daily fantasy pick'ems. Just pick 2 to 8 players across any sport, baseball, hockey, and basketball starting, or obviously our beloved Rams, and just pick more or less on certain statistics. So more or less that Matthew Stafford passing yards, more or less 1.5 touchdowns, whatever it may be. Stack your team, win some real money. Make sure you use that promo code RAMS, LAFB. Tell them you guys, the LAFB network, sent you. All right, rocking over to defense. Do
you mind if we pop over to the comments and see? Nope. Come on, guys.
Drop some comments in here. Let's make
Anyway.
this a little more interactive. When you look at the Niners offense, it's Christian McCaffrey and that's it. Brock Purdy out.
Juwan Jennings out.
Obviously, Brandon Ayuk's on the IR, so he's out.
George Kittle isn't in there.
George Kittle's on the IR. Ricky Pearsall is out. I mean, this is Demarcus Robinson and Christian McCaffrey.
And let's not forget Kendrick Bourne, who used to be a big part of the 49ers offense in kind of a third down way. It was kind of interesting. He had some other people pulling focus away from him, though.
Yeah.
And he played with Mac Jones with the Patriots,
which is true.
Did not go great, but
not a great situation.
There's maybe some camaraderie there, maybe some Jimmy Garoppolo, Davante Adams dynamics there. We don't know.
So my question would be not talk me into, but are we too confident that the Rams will dominate this offense? Or, I mean, it's just so bad injured that they should absolutely dominate, but are we getting too confident because this is an NFL game? These are NFL players. Or they just don't have enough horses right now to really put up much of a fight.
On paper, this should be a landslide.
Yeah.
You've got this incredible pass rush that has been unstoppable thus far. There's a San Francisco 49ers offensive line that is Trent Williams and then Dominic Pooney, and then some other guys that they've got on the roster that haven't done great. Christian McCaffrey from a rushing perspective is having a big down year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I think he looks fantastic just as a player, but I don't think, I'm putting it all on the offensive line essentially. And then you've got, if you want to compare Brock Purdy to Mac Jones, at the very least, Brock Purdy can move around in the pocket a bit. He can and escape and be a bit creative once he's outside. Mac Jones is pure progression, timing guy. Once that gets messed up, he doesn't really have a second pitch. And his fastball isn't anything to write home about either.
Yeah.
So I think, one of the things that doomed the 49ers against the Jaguars were a bunch of turnovers. But I mean, this defensive line is insane. That said, on paper, it should be a rout. I will throw in there that this is still Kyle Shanahan.
And it's still a rivalry game.
Still a rivalry game, still a division game. You got guys on the field that have something to prove. They're getting their first playing time. They're getting, in Kendrick Bourne's case, he's trying to earn another contract. There's a lot of motivation on the table for this team. And through 4 weeks, Kyle Shanahan's offense is still one of the top ranked offenses when it comes to EPA per play, pitted against the number 2 defense against EPA against the pass. So, there could be some rock fight elements in there. Last year we saw Juwan Jennings just go off for an insane 250-yard game or something like that with 2 touchdowns. Who's Emmanuel Forbes going up against? Is that something we need to be worried about? I think so. So there are some seams that the 49ers can exploit. And then one of them is Christian McCaffrey. And on the last show I said, are they going to throw him out to the wolves and just give him everything? Or are they going to take a strategy of let's just punt this game away. It's a short week. Everybody's hurt. That might be the strategy.
Yeah. I mean, last week against the Jags, McCaffrey did have 23 total touches, 17 carries, 6 receptions. Not efficient at all in the run game, only 49 yards, 2.9 average, but did have 92 yards and a touchdown in the receiving game, led all receivers in yards, targets, receptions, and touchdowns. So he was the offense last week. And that was with Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings last week. So this week, it will certainly be a heavy dose of Christian McCaffrey, which, to your point, is a little dangerous if you're the Niners. You got to play to win every week. But if you lose McCaffrey for any set of time, I mean, this is going from a 3-1 football team to 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, depending on how long he's out. So it'd be interesting how they do manage him for moving forward, because this Rams defensive line is just going to want to punish him. Absolutely. And to your point about Mac Jones, I think Mac Jones can be a serviceable quarterback in this league, especially if he had weapons. Like if this was a game where the entire Niners offense was healthy but Brock Purdy, but they had Kittle, they had Ayuk, they had Pearsall, they had Jennings, they had McCaffrey, like this would be a really competitive game. Yeah. And I think Mac Jones could have some success in this Shanahan offense against this defense with some of the quick progressions that they employ. But just the fact that he has no other weapons outside of CMC is like why this Rams defense, I think, is just going to pin their ears back. And, through 4 weeks, Jared Verse only 1 sack. I might go a little crazy. I think he gets 3 sacks tonight.
So
3.
I love it.
I'm putting it out there.
I love it. Absolutely.
Because there's been some chirping between him and Trent Williams, right? Or I guess he was asked if he would talk trash to Trent Williams.
He said, "I'm not going to be doing that. I'm smarter than that." Or he said, "I'm not dumb," I guess is where he came down on it.
So not chirping, basically saying that he's not going to be chirping.
So this year, limited sample size for Mac Jones, when the pocket is clean, 500 yards, 7.9 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. When he's under pressure, completion percentage drops from 71 to 47%, which is like
not good.
You're getting fired. 3.7 yards per attempt under pressure. So just to drive home what I'm saying is like they're going to be going after this guy. And his only hope is Jake Tonjes and Christian McCaffrey. They don't have the Debo threat anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They went away from that. Like that would have been another guy. It's just a nice dump off to Debo, and he'll get 1 yard or 15 yards.
Yeah. And we do still got to watch. I mean, Demarcus Robinson, this is kind of a revenge game, right? Like Rams decided not to re-sign him. Les Snead even put it out in the universe, like, well, he's going to be suspended, so we won't have him back. Like said that publicly. Obviously, then later he was suspended, but after signing with the Niners. But being back at SoFi, like he's going to say, "Hey, target me. Like I want to prove these guys wrong that they didn't want me back."
They picked Tutu over DeMarcus, and I still don't know if I'd love that decision. I mean,
I don't.
Yeah, there we go.
We won't go down this rabbit hole, but the only reasoning is they must have felt that Whittington was too much like DeMarcus, and Tutu gave a different aspect to the offense, which we saw on one play last week. Can they replicate that? Quickly here from J Ride. Afternoon, gents. Where's your game day gear? I got the Rams. What do you mean game? It's right here.
This is Jimmy.
And then
you can never go wrong with Jimmy.
Go wrong with Jimmy. There you go.
I don't like sports apparel. I don't know. I don't own hardly anything of any team. A couple of hats here and there.
You got that cool Nebraska shirt.
Yeah. That was purchased for me.
Yeah,
that was given to me.
Do you have any jerseys?
No. I'll never wear another person's name on the back of my.
Oh, you're one of those guys. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. There's a lot of you.
There's some of us.
Yeah. I like wearing jerseys, but I won't wear them to like like people that wear jerseys to like just out. I always find that funny. But like if I'm going to a game, like, yeah, I'll rock my jersey.
We were at in Vegas for the draft a few years ago, and we came across a group of guys. It was like, I don't know how many it was, but it was all the Fitzpatrick jerseys.
Oh, yeah. So
that was great.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was cool. Seen that a bunch, different photos all around. I wonder if it's the same guys. It's like a traveling band. I wonder.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Last kind of point, unless you have anything else, we can wrap this up. Kickoff here is in about just over 30 minutes. We're getting close, guys. Everyone kind of forgets. This was kind of funny. Like when the Niners traded up from 12 to 3 in the draft a few years back, there were big rumors. Like when they first moved the trade, everyone was like, okay, that's for Trey Lance. And then all of a sudden the rumor mill started like, oh no, they really want Mac Jones. Like they moved up to 3 to take Mac Jones. Well, ultimately they ended up taking Trey Lance. We know that doesn't work out. And now Mac Jones is with the Niners as a backup. I don't know how much to say on that. How just ironic is that that's kind of how it played out.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so much fun. I mean, I'm glad, Mac Jones has looked serviceable in this offense. And
because what were the rumors? And they were just rumors. I don't know if there's that, but it was John Lynch wanted Lance, but Shanahan wanted Jones, or was it the opposite?
Well, I mean, I think who's his buddy? Chris Sims, is that the
Yeah.
analyst that is a Shanahan
Pro
guy?
Football Talk, yeah.
And he was like they're taking Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And then there were reports they visited Trey Lance, had a workout, and Shanahan was just drawing stuff up. It's like apparently he didn't take into consideration the guy's throwing motion couldn't be fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the last I heard of it.
I remember just hearing someone say that it was like a split, not like anything volatile, but split between Lynch and Shanahan, and obviously one of them won out. I'd be curious what different world we live in if they did take Mac Jones. Like, would he still be like? Would Brock Purdy never be a thing? Like, would Mac Jones have worked out, or would it have worked out similarly to obviously?
I mean, Mac Jones is kind of like a Jimmy Garoppolo type.
I know exactly. That's why it never made sense to me why they would have traded up. Obviously, he went 15 overall, so they could have gotten him at 12. But you trade up for a guy with a high ceiling. To me, Mac Jones has always been, even though he's a first-round pick, even coming out of college, I was like, that's like a mediocre starter at best. Trey Lance, there's a lot of unknown, but it was like he could be like generational. Obviously, he has not been.
Well, and you look at that class, and we talked about the Jags a bit, but it's just like
it's a bad class.
Yeah, it was the wrong year for them to trade up, and
it seemed like a good class.
Yeah, everybody was all
the whole class. I mean, think about it. You had Trevor Lawrence go 1, and I think he's even still not proven that he's like an elite quarterback. He's a serviceable starter.
Yeah.
What Zach Wilson went 2.
Zach Wilson,
brutal. Trey Lance 3, brutal. Justin Fields 11, 12,
somewhere in there,
and then Mac Jones 15.
Yeah.
One viable starter. Justin Fields is technically starting with the Jets, but that doesn't seem to going to last very long.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. Was there a quarterback in that class that ended up working out from another round?
Oh, I feel like we talked about this. I feel like there is
2021 draft.
Let's look that up before we get out of here. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyone watching, if you know, comment. If Stump the Schwab, if anyone remembers that show. I feel like there was like a mid-round. Let's see here.
Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, Davis Mills.
Nope. Not those ones.
Maybe not. Well, Ian Book. Nope.
Notre Dame legend.
Yeah. Sam Ehlinger. Not a 1.
It's a horrible draft class.
With as many that were taken, statistically, you got to think.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Brock Purdy that come out of it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Not 1. And then you have last year, 6 go in the first round, and all 6. Jury's still out on JJ McCarthy, but all 5 look pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Weird.
Wow, that's the NFL for you. That's 100%. The NFL for you. All right, what's this question? Injury prone is strong. I'm guessing about comment about Puka. I think Puka just has 1 speed, and the coaches need to protect him from himself.
I don't disagree. Injury prone is not probably the right word for it, but I think his style of play makes you injury prone.
Yeah.
Similar to Kyren Williams. I mean, the guy's got no off button.
Yeah.
Like he's constantly trying to pick up an extra few inches.
Which is what you want, but to your point, or to even this point, is like they got to protect him from himself sometimes, otherwise, which they're not doing when you're targeting him 17 times a game.
And he suffered a lot of injuries in college.
Yes,
and
that's why he fell to the 5th round.
Yeah. I mean, so I just worry in that realm, and it's. I mean, he wants to play 10 years. That's a long time in the NFL to be playing like that. He's going to have to adjust his game at a certain point. And what does that look like? And we've seen, was Cooper Kupp injury prone before? I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, he suffered some long-term injuries, and they just happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who did we see? We saw the wide receiver.
Tyreek Hill.
Well, Tyreek Hill, and then also that was like a contact injury, but Malik Neighbors of the Giants.
Yeah.
Just kind of there goes the knee.
Done.
They have a fantastic strength and conditioning medical thing from top to bottom. It's second to none.
Yeah, so. For sure. Top notch stuff. All right. Well, let's hear a score prediction. Like we said, on our friends over at BUSR, the Rams are a 9-point favorite right now, 30 minutes before kickoff. So do the Rams win? Do they cover?
I
What's your
think
score?
win and cover 30-17.
Oh, you almost stole. I'm going 31-10.
Oh, wow.
No, I think if I remember the score right, it was a few years back. Jared Goff was still here. Rams traveled up to San Francisco playing Jimmy Garoppolo, and they just got boat race. I think it was 31-9, I think was like the final. So I think the Rams give that back now, 4 years later or whatever.
There you go.
And get a nice 31-10, move to 4-1. And at the moment, that would be sole possession of the NFC West till the Seahawks play this weekend.
Yeah. And Jared Goff, after this next game, will have played more games as a Lion than as a
Is
Ram.
that right?
Yeah. He was
Okay.
talking about it.
Well,
Saw it
now,
on Twitter.
there, we can officially move on, I guess.
He says he's a Lion now.
I hope so. Everyone just keeps bringing that up. I've never heard of a quarterback traded that gets asked about his former team as much as Jared Goff.
Yeah. I guess, it's not a business.
I guess there hasn't been too many
Trades.
number one overall quarterbacks that was a viable starter traded. So I guess that like anyone that's traded is usually a bust, like Trey Lance. No offense.
Oh, such a great point. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if any have.
Because teams don't let those guys go.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
they're any good.
Yeah, your first overall, like it'd be like the Bears trading Caleb Williams next year or in 2 years.
Yeah.
Wild. So, all right. Well, thank you all. Let's keep growing this. We're actually going to be back live after the game. You get double dose of us here on the Rams Skinny, and we're having a guest join us, right?
Yeah, Aaron Coscarelli back with us. I think this is going to be the trend is, and the desire it seems to be, is that we're going to keep going on that for the rest of the season.
Great.
So
I haven't been on with you guys. I'm excited to
that'll be a lot of
talk
fun
with her post game, get her thoughts. Obviously, she's with the Believe Network, NFL Network. And what is she down under? Is she watching this game from Australia or something?
Still in Australia. Yeah.
Look at that. Love that dedication. So we'll be back pretty much 15 minutes after the game ends right here on the Rams LAFB YouTube channel. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know when we go live, or just make sure to jump on here after the game and be waiting for us. Thank you all. Enjoy the game. Go Rams.